Exterminate the worms. 7 foods that destroy intestinal parasites. Discover now the 7 foods capable of destroying the worms in your intestine right now naturally and very simply with powerful ingredients that you already have at home and didn't know about. It's surprising how few people talk about this subject nowadays. Many people think that worm infestations are a thing of the past, but the truth is they are still quite common and can cause various health problems. Did you know that the risk of having a parasite is higher in certain areas and situations than you might imagine? For example, living or visiting places like daycares, schools, and even your workplace can increase your chances of contracting parasites. This is because these locations may have a higher concentration of parasites due to the lack of proper treatment of human or animal waste. Additionally, if you don't follow proper hygiene practices or have a weakened immune system, the risk also increases. And let's not forget about our beloved pets, which can be a source of parasites, as these organisms and their eggs often live in their fur. Did you know that? So, it's important to be aware of these personal risk factors to take preventive measures against parasite infections in the future. You know that feeling of constant fatigue, hair loss, recurring anemia? Well, all these symptoms can be caused by worms in your intestine or even in other parts of the body, as these parasites can migrate to places like the lungs and the brain, further compromising your health. But don't worry. There are nutrient-rich foods that can help fight these worms and improve your health on a daily basis, and some dietary changes to properly cleanse parasites. Using a parasite cleanse incorrectly can have undesirable consequences for your health. That's why I decided to create this video to share with you and your family these valuable tips to get rid of worm infestations. At the end of the video, I'll share a recipe for a super powerful vermifuge juice that you can make at home for a 7-day detox. Welcome to Intestinal Life Channel. Here, we're a team dedicated to intestinal health. Let's explore together more about how to keep our intestines healthy, identify signs of intestinal problems, and learn to prevent them. Additionally, you'll find videos about treatments, healthy habits, and natural tips to improve your intestinal health and your life overall. Subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up if you're interested in content like this. This helps YouTube understand that you care about your intestinal health and want to receive our videos. That way, you won't miss any updates. Sharing with friends and family is also a way to help save lives, especially for those who don't have access to this information. After all, intestinal health, including intestinal microbiota balance, known as gut flora, has a significant impact on our overall health. Every week, we, as doctors, see patients with worm infestations who never imagined they had parasites in their bodies. They present symptoms such as chronic fatigue, abdominal pain, bloating, and gas. Sometimes, some people go through doctors without finding what's causing their symptoms. Have you ever had those health problems that bother you, like dizziness, ringing in the ears, feeling unwell, or hair loss, and no doctor could identify the cause? If you're taking lots of vitamins, supplementing iron, and still not feeling better, you may be dealing with a worm infestation. Nowadays, there are many different types of worms that affect people, and this is not limited to those living in rural areas or in the north/northeast of the country. Worm contamination can happen daily in various ways, whether through food, eating out, consuming poorly washed foods, or even through contact with contaminated surfaces like the phone we take to the bathroom. There are over 100 types of worms that can affect humans, and sometimes it can be difficult to identify if someone at home is experiencing these symptoms. One of the most common is the roundworm, scientifically called Ascaris lumbricoides, which is well known. It can cause fear because some people are afraid of seeing it whole in their stool. Many people ask me if, when treating against worms, they will be eliminated whole. But it's not always the case. Most of the time, worms are excreted in fragmented form because the body digests them. Ascaris can cause abdominal pain, intestinal obstruction, and gas problems. Some people experience alternating symptoms between diarrhea and constipation, meaning one day the bowel functions normally and the next day it becomes blocked. Something important and little known is that Ascaris can migrate to the lungs, where it goes through a phase of its life cycle. Did you know that worms in the body can cause dry cough? Sometimes, people think it's just an allergy or a mold problem at home, but it could be a result of worm presence. Sometimes, worms can be identified through a chest X-ray, but they're not always visible. It takes a well-trained doctor to recognize these signs. When we undergo treatment against worms, symptoms usually improve. This happens because some worms, like Ascaris, go through a stage in the lungs. Another well-known worm is the Interius, also called enterobiasis or pinworm, which causes itching in the anal region. If you're experiencing itching in that area, it could be a sign of worm infestation. But Interius isn't limited to causing itching in the anus. It also feeds on your nutrients in the intestine. This means that even if you eat well and take vitamins, these nutrients could be going straight to the worms. Another worm to mention is trichuriasis, known as the whipworm, which can cause chronic diarrhea, abdominal pain, and, in severe cases, even malnutrition. The Tinea solium, a type of parasite, poses a significant danger to human health. When this creature infests the body, it can trigger a serious condition known as cysticercosis, in which its larvae have the ability to migrate to vital organs, including the brain. A real-life case that vividly illustrates the dangers of cysticercosis is that of a patient I recently treated. She developed the condition in her eyes, an alarming situation that seriously threatens her vision. The parasite larvae caused such severe ocular inflammation that she's on the verge of losing her sight. Unfortunately, in some cases, removing the worm from the eye is impossible, making the treatment even more complex and challenging. Additionally, it's important to highlight that some parasitic worms have the ability to form blockages in the intestine. These blockages can obstruct the passage of food, causing unpleasant symptoms such as persistent diarrhea and colitis, a painful inflammation of the intestine. It's concerning to think that many people diagnosed with colitis or intestinal inflammation may actually be suffering from a parasitic infestation. The diversity and severity of health problems associated with parasitic worms are astonishing and require careful attention. Therefore, it's essential to be aware of the risks and symptoms related to parasite infestation and seek specialized medical help at the slightest sign of alert. But let's get straight to the point. What really matters are the foods that can help combat these problems. If you have family members who are experiencing symptoms like recurrent anemia, hair loss, and skin problems, it's important to pay attention to this video. Share it, as it can make all the difference in their lives and yours. One essential food you should include in your diet is carrots, consuming them at least 3 to 4 times a week. I myself regularly prepare detox juice with carrots. Carrots are excellent for combating worms because of their beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that benefits the skin, hair, and quality of body cells. Additionally, beta-carotene converts into vitamin A in the body, strengthening the immune system and fighting intestinal worms. Furthermore, the fibers found in carrots also help remove worms from the intestine, facilitating their elimination through feces. The second food that can help is pumpkin seeds. Preferably, buy raw pumpkin seeds, as when we buy them already roasted, we don't know how they were prepared, whether it was with oil, for example. So, roast them in the oven. In a study published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences in 2016, researchers found that extracts from pumpkin seeds helped reduce the number of parasite eggs and adult parasites. Pumpkin seeds contain a substance called curcubitin, which is toxic to worms, paralyzing them in the intestine. This causes the body to naturally eliminate them, helping to get rid of parasites. I add roasted pumpkin seeds to salads or eat them as a snack in the afternoon when I'm hungry, with a little sea salt or Himalayan salt. I'm talking about the seeds that will leave you satisfied and help your intestine function better. They have other benefits too, especially for those who suffer from constipation, but it's important to chew them well. This is crucial, especially for those who have diverticula in the intestine, to avoid inflammation. Now, the third food that can't be missing in my house is garlic. Garlic is a true medicinal treasure. Folks, let's talk about garlic. It contains a component called allicin, which is responsible for its strong characteristic odor. Allicin has incredible properties. It fights parasites, fungi, and bacteria. This is great for those suffering from vaginosis or candidiasis, not just for worms. Allicin weakens the worms, making them more vulnerable to the immune system and facilitating their elimination through the intestine. The best way to use garlic to fight parasites is to consume it raw and crushed. In the garlic water recipe, I'll explain exactly how to do that. I'll tell you something important about garlic. When you saute it, you lose a good portion of its most powerful substance, allicin. It's responsible for many of garlic's benefits, especially against parasites. To make the most of garlic's antiparasitic properties, it's best to consume it raw, without heating. Another option is to take garlic capsules, 500 milligrams every 8 hours, up to a maximum of 3 grams per day. In specific cases, this dosage may be recommended before main meals to help eliminate worms. Now let's talk about the fourth food, ginger. It's also great for weakening worms, thanks to its active component, gingerol. Gingerol has antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, and antiparasitic action. It has been widely used in medicine and supplementation recently because of its benefits against inflammation. We often use ginger not only to fight worms, but also to help people with chronic inflammation, intestinal problems, and food intolerances. It has many benefits, besides being antiparasitic. Even in Oriental cuisine, when you eat raw fish, such as sushi or sashimi, you probably notice that they serve a bit of ginger. This is due to ginger's antiparasitic action. When eating raw fish, there's a higher risk of contracting parasites, so ginger helps to prevent that. It's a wise tradition that has been followed for many years. The fifth food is berberine. The use of berberine, which is a compound found in some plants like European barberry, Berberis vulgaris, is very effective against intestinal worms. Research shows that berberine can be effective in reducing parasites. A study published in 2014 in the Iranian Journal of Parasitology found that berberine from barberry helped protect against tapeworm infections. In addition to barberry, you can also find berberine in other plants, such as golden seal and coptis. The sixth food is propolis. Propolis is a substance produced by bees, similar to resin, and has long been believed to have medicinal benefits. A 2021 review of studies found that propolis has promising antiparasitic properties, mainly against certain types of parasites such as protozoa and worms. This means that it can help fight these parasites in the body. The seventh food is probiotics. Probiotics are also allies when it comes to intestinal worm infestation. Probiotics are microorganisms that help maintain a healthy balance of bacteria in our digestive system. A 2018 study found that taking probiotics can reduce the risk of contracting parasites. The authors also suggested that probiotics may be useful as an additional treatment for people with intestinal parasites. This means that probiotics can be a natural way to strengthen our digestive health and protect our body against unwanted invaders. The fifth food is papaya, especially its seeds. They contain an enzyme called papain, which helps digest and eliminate intestinal worms. Papain weakens the worms and facilitates their natural elimination. In the recipe I'm going to give you, we'll use papaya, preferably with the seeds. You'll need half a papaya, the medium-sized one you buy at the supermarket. If you don't have papaya, you can use another type, but papaya has more papain, that's why it's called papaya. In a 2015 study, a group of school-aged children in a region of Kenya began eating oatmeal with ground papaya seeds for several months. Other groups received oatmeal with antiparasitic medication or plain oatmeal. The results showed that the group that consumed oatmeal with papaya seeds had a 63.9% reduction in the amount of roundworm eggs in their feces after the test. Meanwhile, the group that received oatmeal with antiparasitic medication had a reduction of 78.8%. On the other hand, students who consumed untreated oatmeal had higher counts of roundworm eggs overall. I'm going to give you a simple and powerful recipe to detoxify your body. You'll need half a ripe papaya. Slice the papaya and put the pulp and seeds in a blender. Also, add half a carrot. If they are small carrots, you can use 2 or 3. If it's a large carrot, half is enough. Remember to peel it to avoid damaging the blender. Additionally, add an apple or a slice of pineapple to add flavor and provide extra antioxidants. You can choose either fruit you have at home. Also, add about 1 centimeter of fresh ginger. If you have ginger root, it's better, but if not, you can use a tablespoon of ginger powder, which you can find in health food stores. Blend all these ingredients with 500 milliliters of water. If the apple is organic, you can leave the peel on, as it contains a lot of quercetin, which is excellent for health. Drink the juice in the morning, preferably on an empty stomach, to facilitate its arrival in your intestine. If possible, consume it within 10 minutes after preparation to not lose the antioxidant properties of the ingredients. You can follow this detox diet for 7 consecutive days and then do maintenance twice a week. This way, you help eliminate worms during this intensive period and then continue to drink the juice occasionally to keep your family and your health protected against these parasites. To protect yourself against foodborne parasites, you can make some simple changes to your diet. Here are some tips recommended by natural medicine experts. Avoid foods that may weaken your system, such as coffee, sugar, alcohol, and refined grains. Enhance your meals with garlic, as it has properties that fight parasites. Consume more foods rich in beta-carotene, such as carrots, sweet potatoes, and squash. Beta-carotene converts to vitamin A in the body, which strengthens resistance against worms and parasite larvae. Restore good bacteria in your intestine with probiotic foods like yogurt. Include in your diet foods rich in vitamin C and B vitamins. Avoid consuming raw meat or fish, as they may contain parasites. Additionally, some experts recommend an intestinal cleanse or detoxification. This involves a fiber-rich diet combined with supplements to cleanse the intestine, such as psyllium, beetroot, and flaxseed. These simple steps can help maintain a healthy digestive system and protect against parasites. It's important to approach parasite cleanses with caution. Before starting any cleanse, it's crucial to talk to your doctor to ensure it's safe for your health. Parasite cleanses may not be enough to eliminate an infection on their own. If a parasite is not treated properly, it can lead to serious long-term problems, such as chronic pain, blindness, seizures, malnutrition, heart failure, or even death. While adopting a healthier diet is always a good idea, it's important to note that herbs and supplements used in parasite cleanses may not have been tested for their safety, purity, or effectiveness by the Food and Drug Administration, FDA. This means that uncomfortable side effects may occur, such as nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, diarrhea, headaches, body aches, fatigue, and flu-like symptoms. Additionally, some ingredients may be harmful in large quantities or interact with other medications you may be taking. Therefore, it's essential to seek medical advice before adding any herbal supplement to your diet, especially those found in parasite cleanse products. If you're considering using natural remedies or undergoing a parasite cleanse, it's important to know that scientific evidence proving their effectiveness is limited. Some natural products, such as berberine and wormwood extracts, have been found to be helpful in some studies. Additionally, pumpkin seeds and papaya have been associated with reducing the number of parasites in humans. Maintaining a healthy diet that includes foods rich in vitamin A, selenium, zinc, and probiotics can help strengthen your immune system, making it more resistant to parasitic infections. However, it's crucial to consult a healthcare professional before starting any natural treatment for parasites. If you're traveling to a region where parasites are common and experience symptoms of infection, such as nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, stomach pain, or weight loss, it's important to consult a doctor immediately. Parasitic infections can be serious and, in severe cases, even lead to chronic illness or death. Your doctor can perform tests, such as stool analysis, to identify the type of parasite and prescribe appropriate treatment. I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, I ask that you share it to benefit others. Comment below where you're watching from. I want to get to know you and find out which part of the world or Brazil you're from. You can also leave comments if you have any specific topics you'd like to see on the channel or if you have any questions. This way, we can plan the next videos according to your questions. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video.